nearly that time of year, and in the words of the great Matt Lovedow, co-founder of Tub Tub Palace, it's time to feel a little fresher. Joined today by City Manager Aaron Bamford of Loose Days. I'm Felix Leiter. This is Dean Saunders and Anth Hepburn, chef extraordinaire, to my left. We're going to do kind of a freshers preview, but we're going to touch on all kinds of stuff that goes on in the city at this time of year.
Freshers. So it's Freshers Week. It sort of kicks off this weekend. Yeah. Got Murphy's Law at Digital, which we're excited for. Then obviously the Loose Crawl on the Sunday, and then the Madness all kicks off properly next week. Are you ready for it?
I don't think you can ever prepare for Freshers Week properly, because once it comes round, you're literally getting about 2-3 hours sleep a night, if that. Because you're out all through the day, going through the halls, meeting all the new reps you're getting coming down, all the new students coming down, and then you're literally back home, quick shower, quick change, food, and then straight back down on the night. And then when nights end as well, that's never the end of the night. You always end up at someone's accommodation at 6 in the morning. And then back home, sleep, and then back all again for literally... They say Freshers Week lasts Freshers Week, but I say it lasts until Halloween, mate. It's a good 6-7 week stint of just getting absolutely pissed every single night.
Now, how many Fresher Weeks is this for you? How many have you done now?
This will be me 6th. No. Yeah, 6th.
6th. Yeah. You have done a few as well, haven't you? You've had plenty partying.
Yeah. Lots of them, can't remember any of them.
Yeah, I reckon I would have done. I mean, I'm still doing them now, but for a different promo company, so we'll not talk about it. I think I must have probably about not far off 20 now, to be honest. But I think the one I remember was probably the one where Digital got a bit crushy outside, and people, because they always build at the worst possible time of year outside Digital. They build the Ladyboys of Bangkok huge tent, which just condenses all space available to get in and out of the club.
Ice rink as well.
What's that?
The ice rink.
That go on the bottom as well. You're kidding. It's just an absolute nightmare. But so Freshers Week wise, obviously a lot of it can relate and revolve around nightclubs. So, favourite nightclub in Newcastle, past or present? What you going for? Let's start with you. I've got an inkling of which one you might go for.
It's going to have to be Legends. Has to be.
So for people who don't know where Legends was, where was it?
Top of Grey Street, which is now Everyman's Cinema.
Yeah.
So underground from Harry's. But yeah, it was just a crazy place.
And it was originally a rock club, and then it changed a little bit.
I think that was so obviously it was after the Mayfair shut, and we are talking a long time ago. I've just seen someone as look at his end be like, the fuck are you talking about?
I've never heard of Legends in my life.
You've never heard of Legends? I was about to say me and Aaron are young, but then he's saying he's never heard of Legends. We ran events at Legends.
No, actually, I've never heard of
We used to do, mentioned in a previous episode, we used to do Persistence Bank Holidays at Legends one year. It was a great venue,
Yeah, no, I think Legends would definitely be up there. Or Venue, which used to be Crash and
Debauchery, DB. Well. Yeah, DB. Shout to Alex Farrier.
Well. Yeah, but that was I think that was just in the days of, I think the thing I love about Venue the most was Saturday night when we used to be Crash there, which was one of the alt nights back in the day. But Liquid was at its peak as well.
Yeah.
So you would have all these alternative types. Just chain smoking tabs outside a Crash, and on the walk down you just had all the Rajis going to Liquid at the same time, and it was just the most polar opposite two ends of the scale of Newcastle. But yeah, I think favourite for me, it's got to be Legends. Or MSA. I fucking loved MSA as well.
I'm going to go for Foundation. Now a load of flats opposite. What did Scotty T mention? Which are the halls there? What are they called? Manor Bank. So just opposite Manor Bank is some flats with a glass door now on the corner where it used to be Foundation, and Foundation was the club which Shindig started in. A lot of the guys that basically, the people who went on to own Digital and own Track Hall and lots of other venues across the city kind of all sort of started there as promoters and then moved away.
Where Stonewall was as well, wasn't it?
Stonewall was on a Thursday, Shindig was on a Saturday, Wax was there on a Friday, but Promise was there on a Friday as well, which is still trance night. And I think the Monday was Smile, which Dave had a lot to do with.
Talked about all this on the Scotty episode. Aaron is looking very confused because he's younger generation, and this is even before my time.
So yeah, Aaron, favourite nightclub in the town, Toon, Newcastle, past or present?
I think for me it's got to be Digital.
Yeah,
it's got to be Digital. Some of the nights I've had there, literally, in the 6 years I've been going out legally, probably more being a digital.
Yeah.
MSA as well, what you mentioned before. And Liquid as well, actually. I did go to Liquid, but it was for an under-18s party when I was 16.
Did you ever know what MSA stood for?
Music/art.
Oh, nice. Yeah, boom. For you, best nightclub in Newcastle?
I've got to go nostalgic, haven't I? I've got to say Tup Tup Palace, because that's obviously where Persistence started and is still going. But honourable mentions for obviously digital. I think brilliant club. Collingwood Street, obviously the refurb they've done post the refurb they did. It's now incredible again. Obviously we're doing nights there, but I think obviously Skull Candy 2016 onwards until obviously lockdown came when COVID was here. I think Skull Candy was incredible at Collingwood Street, but like I say, the refurb they've done now is amazing. Obviously we do the Mondays there, Troppy Loco, which somebody has asked us to ask you as well, Aaron. No, but somebody asked us to ask you. They said, did you bring your dancing shoes in the end?
I did take dancing shoes in the end.
Can you just explain this to Anth and Felix, please?
So when we first launched Troppy Loco, obviously because of the size of the venue and how new it was, we thought like we'll open the doors. There's literally, when you go through the club now, there's just like the route to go through is just like, it's like a maze. You've got to go like down hallways, upstairs, through doors, like just to find it. So we're doing like a walk through the venue to show people like what room, like how to get from room to room. And obviously the first room, I was doing the intro for that. It's downstairs in Howlers, but like that theme's going to be like the 80s, 90s, like noughties disco. Some reason I decided to say make sure you bring your dancing shoes because you're going to need them. It got turned into a meme, went over TikTok, and then when we actually launched the night, I was working on the door. And I had people coming down saying, "Oh my God, you're the dancing shoes man of TikTok."
And it was at that moment. It was at that moment that we knew Az was podcast ready.
You need to capitalise on that. You know, I mean, it's like those guys. You know, Saturday, Sunday. You need to capitalise on that. You need to get that. You need to get that dancing shoes content out every day and become the man. Do you know what I mean?
Well, still, I'm mentioning it now, and I'm just like, it was literally 8-9 weeks ago now. Just like,
you could be the Wellstone Raider of dancing.
Yeah. You want some?
Two things with that. One, you've got to let us know if anyone brings it up. Any new freshers, watching this, please go up to Aaron Bamford, Loose Days City Manager, and ask him if
are they your dancing shoes on now?
Are they his dancing shoes? Ask him that.
Yeah.
We've started hammering out a lot more TikToks now, just so like I can get that video on TikTok
pushed down
much further down. Right. So if people scroll, it's a nightmare.
So we've done a little, like all of us had a bit of a nostalgic pick there, apart from digital, which obviously is right. But let's talk about now. Like, let's quickly mention for freshers watching nightclubs that are open in Newcastle and are going to be open in Newcastle at Freshers Week. Let's just name a couple of them.
City Manager Aaron Bamford. Do you want to rattle it off?
You're up, mate.
To be fair, I think pretty much every club in the city we've pretty much got something out.
So yeah, just it doesn't have to be the brand, just nightclubs that people can visit in Newcastle Freshers Week.
So Freshers Week, you've got digital, you've got the social club, which is obviously connected to Howlers and Chachabuchi.
Yeah, so that's all on Collingwood Street.
Yeah, so like it's all connected into one. So they do open up as separate venues. So I think through the daytime, I think Chachabuchi's open as like a bar where there's food and drinks, and then obviously the night time turns into a nightclub. So is
Bohemia still a club like next to it on Collingwood Street?
Yeah. So that obviously used to be the Bohemia used to be one full venue, but it's split into two now. So the front entrance is like an Irish bar, Katie O'Brien's. Good Saturday night in there, by the way.
Yeah,
the live music. So obviously you've got Bohemia, social club. You've got Tup Tup.
World Headquarters. A little bit out of the city centre, but still an excellent nightclub.
Cosmic as well.
Yeah, Cosmic Ballroom.
Cosmic Ballroom's on the way.
Is that it? Is that it for nightclubs? Or was there anything we're not shouting out?
Powerhouse.
You've got Gray's Club as well on Grey Street as well.
And Powerhouse, which again is sort of the other end of this. It's close to digital, and would be like kind of the LGBTQ plus
couple as well. Riverside, NX,
Riverside, sorry,
NX.
So NX is what was the
China White
O2 Academy.
China White
as well,
do China Whites on the Fridays. Shout out SK. Oh, I'm playing with a mic and getting in trouble.
You're gonna get slapped, mate.
Going back to Az's viral TikTok, it gives us a little intro to someone who we're going to have on in future. You've got a friend, well, he's now my friend, who went viral with a video clip, didn't he, at a football match one time, and we're going to get him on very soon. Our good pal Ramsey
went viral with
did it not go viral? Have I missed this whole thing? So Ramsey, who we're going to get on in a future episode,
the Irish guy on YouTube.
Is that not how he got massive? Because of a clip?
Oh yeah, when he was waiting for HIT. Yeah, I don't think I even wanted to mention that, but when he was waiting for HIT.
So he's gone viral off a clip and made a living out of it.
Well, he didn't go viral, just two really ugly Mackins went viral
off a clip that he did.
Yeah.
So could Aaron go viral and get as big as the Irish guy off the dancing shoes? segment?
I don't know, mate.
I mean, he's very much said that he's trying to suppress it and ignore it and push it down.
I am very much trying to. Hence, I am very much trying to bring it back up, ready for freshers.
After this podcast, I'm going to delete that video. If I'm feeling after this, people are going to go try and look for it. And I'm
good.
I'm not having it back up. Like.
And if we've been out, like, so if your freshers are coming here and they're going out a lot, they're going to Loose Days events, they're going to different nightclubs, they're doing prees, they're drinking, where's the best place to go? Let's do one each. Best place to go for some hangover food the following day in Newcastle. If you got like a favourite, anywhere that you go repeatedly in Newcastle to get hangover food when you're in that sort of place.
I think my day of the week to go heavy is probably a Saturday.
Right.
So I think on a Sunday I'll always straight to Toby Carvery.
The Toby Carvery? Is there a Toby Carvery in the centre of Newcastle?
Not in the city centre. There's one there next to the Metro Centre.
Right, okay. So
there's one there, and then there's one at Kingston Park.
So students, and here's a mental one for you, which blew my mind. The Metro doesn't go to the Metro Centre. It's ludicrous. So if you want to get to the Metro Centre, you've got to get a bus or you've got to get a train from Central Station and then walk to the Toby Carvery, which is it by the donut place and all that? Yeah, I know what you mean. Where would you say for a bit of hangover grub?
Ooh, depends on. But I mean, we're talking breakfast.
Well, I mean, look, you might be at midday, you might be 1 in the afternoon. You're just feeling a little bit. Yeah, you're feeling a little bit rough.
You're still out partying during breakfast.
I think we're very blessed in Newcastle City Centre.
Yeah,
there's a lot of options, isn't there? So I would probably say. It's a hard one.
Wow.
I think it's a hard one. Palbos are probably up there.
Okay.
Palbos Escabao is for a breakfast option. Or if you're just going to go ultra mental and line your stomach, probably Barack, I guess.
Brack Burger.
I think you would go for that as a staple meal to sort you out. And
yeah, I'm going to shout out, I think, a couple of pizza places. The Granger Market's always good for a look. If you're a student, get in the Granger Market. There's an old school Italian pizza place in there that does just slices. That's good. And I like Ice Cream for Pizza, which is down on the quayside. And honourable shout out, in the words of Dean, for Dough Days up at the top, which is kind of like
Ridley Place.
Yeah, which is kind of like very near both sets of halls and both universities. Like you've got Newcastle and Northumbria, and Dough Days at the minute. I think they're doing like slices for £1 and
150 slices.
Yeah, and a 12-inch pizza for £5.
Yeah.
So again, if you're just looking for doughy goodness, warmth to get you through to your next drinking
like a
session.
student like meal deal thing as well, where you get like a slice and a bottomless. You get like a bottomless soda for a certain amount as well. So.
I feel like I know the answer to this question.
Yeah. I feel like you all would already.
Where might you go, Dean, if you were hungry?
I'd like to rattle your order off as well.
So I was going to say, I feel like you've all given some, for any students listening or anyone listening looking for some good spots to go to for a hangover that you wouldn't have known, any little quirky places. The guys have named them already for you. I'm going to go to one of the biggest brands in the world.
Yeah.
It's my saving grace, and like Aaron says, he probably knows my order because the amount of times I've been there hungover with Aaron.
So let's see then. Let's see what we can do. Let's go for the order.
We haven't told anyone where it is. For anyone who's listening to the first ever podcast, they mightn't know.
Right, go on then. So let's go for the order one by one.
You don't even know where it is yet.
People will pick up by the order.
Yeah, so when I get in, he's going to order a Diet Coke. And then...
Wrong already?
No, it's
wrong already?
You don't like full fat Coke?
I don't like Diet Coke either.
Coke Zero, mate.
Come on, Aaron.
Right. Anyways.
Coke Zero. So Coke Zero.
Yeah.
Then starters makes the waiters... time a nightmare because he wants his wok fried greens, but he wants them ordered in a certain way.
Right.
Do you know how I'll have them ordered?
I can't. I just know you really when you take about 10 minutes to explain what you actually want them.
But apparently the chefs love them, you know.
Yeah,
they'll love them.
When I go on,
to be fair, if the waiters came in and went, "Oh, Dean's in," they'll whack it up straight away because he's there.
100%.
He's the only one who's awkward with his order.
So
I would hate to know what you have in your wok fried greens like.
Coke Zero, wok fried greens. Next up,
and then his main. He always goes to the katsu curry. Of course, safe option to be fair to do.
So anyone who doesn't know, Wagamamas. Straight to Wagamamas.
You know what it is? I actually thought you were going to go with Nando's.
So did I.
Oh, is that what you thought I was going?
And then I was going to tell you off because you should be going to the chicken coop over Nando's.
I would always go to the chicken coop over Nando's.
That's a fucking lie.
Never.
Mike. 5 times a week.
Never with me.
Any students coming, check out chicken coop.
Have you got a favourite Wagamamas in Newcastle? Have you got a preferred Wagamamas? Or is there just one now?
There's one in Newcastle.
And there's one in the Metro Centre.
I do like the one in the Metro Centre.
Yeah.
Because, again, when I was going there quite a lot the other year, as if I don't go quite a lot now, when I was going there quite a lot the other year, it was the same group of people. And what used to happen was they used to... I can probably say this.
When you say group of people, you mean staff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can probably say this.
It's like my friends. You mean the staff?
No, actually, that's wrong.
I know they've become your friends.
I can say this now because he's left and I won't name who it was. So basically, I used to go... One of the lads used to work for us years ago. So when I got there, he was like, oh, this is Dean. Like, I used to work for Loose. It introduces everyone else. Obviously, then we're a bit weird with the order, as Aaron said. Wok fries, wok fry greens, no bok choy, extra broccoli, done as long as possible, so the soft as possible, but still with the garlic. That was the order.
I fucking hate you so much. Like, as a chef, mate, I despise you, like... I really do.
Well, as a customer, I love it if you can make them that way, please. So obviously I was then introduced to everyone, had a bit banter with them all when I came in, because like, oh, there's that freak who does that order. And then obviously over time, like, they knew what we did, so they used to come to the events. They'd look after us, so we looked after them. And it got to the point where I used to get given my Wag Mamas for free. So I'd go in and he'd give us it all for free, and I'm like, oh God.
I mean, it was a form of payment in kind, surely, because you were letting him in tonight. Yeah,
but then it got to the point where they were giving the Wagamamas for free. So then I was like, oh God, now I'm in a difficult situation, because I like going to Wagamamas 3-4 times a week, and I now look like I'm taking the piss if I rock up 3-4 times a week expecting it free.
Tricky position.
I find it bad.
No, it is though, because I'd go 3 or 4 times a week, wouldn't think about it. As soon as I started getting it free, I'd be like walking up going, oh, they're going to think I'm taking the piss here. So what I'd do is I'd go and I'd be like, honestly, I appreciate you sorting me it for free yesterday. Yeah. This time, like, I'm going to pay. And then he'd come back and he'd go, taking care of the bill, throwing in some extra desserts because you were being nice and offering to pay. So then, like, by being genuine and offering to pay, I was getting more free stuff.
I kind of wait for every fresher that to listen to this going, oh, we're going to Wagamams, it's fucking on the house. Hello, Dean Saunders.
If we went through your bank statements, for the last 5 years, would you see more Nandos or would you see more Wagamamas? Just individual, like...
If you went through my bank statements, did you not listen to the story? Nando's, I didn't pay for Waggers.
Fair play, I get that wrong.
It could be an interesting one, Felix. If you go on to Deliveroo, and you go into your account, you can see how many orders you've placed on Deliveroo and how much you've spent on it.
Settle this debate for me, even though it's probably a really obvious answer, especially with a chef. But it's not, because it depends what you get, obviously. Right. But in theory, just at face value, what's healthier? Wagamamas or Nando's?
Nando's.
What do you think?
It depends what it depends what you're ordering. Depends what sauce you put on it. Depends if you have desserts. Depends what drinks you have. Because I could go to Nando's, but I could go to Nando's and have a very. I'd go to Nando's and have a very healthy meal, or I'd go to Wagamamas and have 3 bottles of wine. Because
I would say what the chef said. I would say Nando's is healthier, but then every time I say that, everyone's like, "Nah, Waggers is way healthier."
Again, I think on the Nando's menu, there's not really anything that's like unhealthy. It's just chicken and
it's grilled. You can have rice instead of fries, whatever else. So whereas like Waggers is like that chicken's getting deep fried. 100%. That sauce has got fucking God knows what in it.
So that's why, to answer your question, I'd probably go Nando's more frequently, because I have Nando's
chicken coop.
A chicken coop. I go chicken coop more frequently because it's more of a healthy
option. Get your food free at chicken coop?
No.
He walks in and goes, who's this guy?
Mike, if you're listening.
Not anymore.
Turn it off. Stirring. We are going to do a chicken coop episode.
Chicken is obviously useful if you're feeling ill. Is Freshers Flu a real thing, Aaron?
Yes.
How?
It's like COVID.
I mean, it doesn't shut the country down, but does it affect everyone? Have you had it every single year of your 6 that you've done it?
Some years I've used Freshers Flu as an excuse of being hungover.
Right.
But then other years I have genuinely had Freshers Flu and I've been like bedridden for like days.
Have you ever experienced it?
Yeah, it's fully lifting, man, isn't it? It is so, it's minging though, isn't it? Like,
but what is Freshers Flu? Is Freshers Flu, from what we've always said...
And obviously we are all trained scientists, so what we say now is fact.
Yeah, so obviously...
From your 7-year medical degree.
My BTEC.
Crack on.
From my BTEC in catching football, what I have came to the conclusion of, it's because, isn't it? It's people from all around the country coming in one place with different... strains of whatever, so it makes it really bad. That's my understanding.
Yeah, and I think it's that also multiplied with the fact that you may have become sort of like, you know, your body's become used to the things that are going around in your area, your city, your, you know, if you come from Northern Ireland, if you come from Lincoln, and then suddenly you all come in this one place and you're also shoved into very tight areas
necking on with each other
for long periods of time when there's lots of you're in new halls of residence, you might be sharing bathrooms, you might be sharing kitchens, you're in queues for pub crawls, you're in queues for nightclubs and all the rest of it, and I think all that just congregates into a festering
I think most
flu.
of it probably come from the actual accommodations, because
yeah, that's right, explain
I
them.
can't remember any accommodation I've been in after Freshers Week where the kitchen looks like it was when they moved in.
yeah. Which is mad because all the cook's rice. That's it.
Should we do it? Right, we're on this bit now. Should we do get my jingle out? Should we do your little bit of loose advice, which is I'm not gonna spoil it, but let me pull up my little bit of AI device. Here we go.
Loose advice it, it's a giggle, don't take it to heart.
So it says don't take it to heart. I would be like, I think you really should take this to heart. So let's see what you've got.
Yeah, it's not. This is more of just a general question, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Are you actually reading from your phone?
I am. Yeah, I am. Sorry, I've just done a Saunders there and paused my phone out that nobody can see on the camera. So sorry. Yeah. So loose advice. The question is: my little brother is moving to university this year. What would be your 3 top survival tips for him as a first-year student? Mine is going to be number 1: get a fucking Tesco club card.
Ooh,
Save that fucking money.
Ooh.
Save that money.
So just quickly on that, do you think that's because Tesco put the price up on things and then put it down if you've got a club card, or do you think they are genuine savings?
I think it's good, but I think if you're, especially if you're a student in a city,
yeah,
you're not going to be like rock up Ronaldo or a Lidl and get the cheeky little side bits. You know what I mean? It's Tesco's and Sainsbury's and shit. So I'll Tesco club card all day long. Because even your booze and all, you get like the 3 crates for 18, don't you?
We're going to continue with these tips, but I've got a question for you. How many loyalty cards do you have and regularly use? So obviously we've just discussed a few bit of like free food.
Are you accusing me of being stingy?
Not at all. Not at all. I'm just asking the question.
Saving savvy. That's
how
what
many
it's called.
times have you got any apps on your phone? Have you got a Tesco club card on your phone?
Just the only one I've got is Tesco club card.
Is it? That's the only one you've got. Tesco
and I didn't
club
have
card.
it for absolutely ages.
Have you not got that rewards card for that chicken restaurant that's not as good as Chicken Coop?
Have you got Nando's rewards thing?
I do actually. Yeah, I do actually.
Is there a Wag M? I know you.
So the 2 I've got is
There
Tesco.
you go. Now.
Actually forgot that. Good shout. Once again, Mike from Chicken Coop, can we get rewards on the phone?
Right. Yeah. So
I was going to say, so obviously, same with actually my Nando's card. I didn't have them both for ages, and it used to just pain me going in all the time, like without my Tesco club card or without my Nando's one. And then I'm one of them absolute losers who, after I got it, like every conversation I ever had was when they're like, "Oh, have you got your Nando's club card or your Nando's card?" And I've got, "Yeah, I do now. I downloaded it the other week." And then it was like,
but if you
I downloaded it the other month. I never shut up about it.
Does the Portuguese chicken place that's not as good as Chicken Coop still do the more you go, you get a free thing? So you get like a free quarter.
Do you get free chicken coops?
So then you are.
Do you get free chicken coops? Because you're mentioning it an awful lot.
Me and Mike have a good way of we do food swaps.
Right.
So like,
to be fair, Mike does absolutely look after us, and he's always like, I mean, our office now, we've been here since 20. Were you here for the old office?
Yeah.
So we moved into this office here, Loose HQ, in 2018.
That was like September 2018.
December 2018. So we moved in here December 2018. We moved in our previous office December again, weirdly, December 2016. But before that, we used to be opposite Chicken Coop, our office. So we'd go to Chicken Coop every single day, and Mike's always looked after us. And we obviously have some Chicken Coop vouchers in our loose bags that have been given out at Freshers this weekend, so make sure you all take advantage of them and go to Chicken Coop.
So we've got get a Tesco club card to get cheap stuff.
100%.
Tip or tips for surviving Freshers Week?
Do you know what it is, right? This is going to sound really weird, and I didn't agree with it at first, but for Freshers Week, do you know when you're going out and you drink and you get your drinks at the bar?
Yeah.
When you get your mixer, get blackcurrant and water.
What? You mean like as well as, or as your mixer?
As your mixer.
So if you're getting vodka, get vodka, blackcurrant and water. And what is this supposed to achieve?
Because the water keeps you hydrated, so when you wake up in the morning, you're not hungover.
So why wouldn't you just get your drink and a water?
Because then you're not going to get as pissed. if
Why?
you get a full glass of water, because the water's mixed in with the vodka and you mix it, so you're keeping hydrated while getting pissed.
This is a good shout. That have you seen how some people?
I
There's
thought it was
only one
honestly,
way
I thought it was
to
ridiculous.
find out if this is true.
Fight!
Honestly, I thought it was absolutely ridiculous.
And have you tried this out?
I live by now.
Right. So what? So your drink is
Blackcurrant. Well, sometimes I get blackcurrant lemonade, but when I'm feeling it's going to be a heavy one, blackcurrant and water.
so you get a double vodka,
Blackcurrant and water.
water and blackcurrant. Bold.
I love that. I do the same thing. I go to the bar and
get
order
vodka, blackcurrant and water?
A double vodka, blackcurrant and water. But then every time they end up giving me a Disaronno and Coke.
Yeah.
Every time.
Tricky.
I always try
For free.
to do that.
You must stop at the bar.
You got any more, or is that your boldest?
So I'll do that, and then obviously
Yeah.
if you're fresh, I would go to the Fresh Affairs as well,
Yeah.
because that's where you get introduced to like everything that's going around in the city. That's not just going to last Freshers Week; it's going to last like throughout your full year where you're going to be.
And where would you normally find those freshest fairs?
Most of them mainly at the campuses.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure on the exact dates of them this year for Northumbria and Newcastle or for any other cities, but they're on the campus all day. Literally you've got food places there, like I said, like you've got your events companies there, like.
And they give you a chance to sign up to like to sports teams, to social societies. So it's a really good gateway into the whole like university life, isn't
definitely.
it? Right, this is going to be a really interesting one. What is your tip for surviving Freshers Week, Dean Saunders?
To be honest, like my main thing of when I go out a lot is exercise.
Yeah.
Like I think if I'm exercising well and going to the gym, I don't get as hungover. I don't know what the scientific logic.
Well, you're
behind
releasing
that
You
is.
endorphins,
think one
aren't you?
singular fresher is going to move to Newcastle? Get pissed for a solid 3 weeks, wake up hungover and go, I better just go to the gym.
So two things. One, I've done what I normally do, and I just made the answer whatever I wanted to answer the question to. I just completely ignored the actual.
So you just
question.
want to tell people that you
Yeah.
work out.
Yeah. Two, we're also looking for a couple of players. But we're looking for a couple of players for the Power League every week. So this is an advertising pressure. Who wants to come play football with me, Asbam and Ant?
Slide into Dean's DMs and
We're always looking for players at the Power League.
you two could be that hench.
But, no, but to be fair though, so yeah, I've kind of done my own thing and answered my own question. But I do think that I'll get to the actual answer in a second. But come on, seriously, do you agree with that though? Like when I'm at the gym and when I'm playing football loads, I don't get as hungover. So my point would be,
For somebody that runs an event company, right?
Yeah.
I cannot believe that is your advice. To
That was my
freshers.
advice to myself.
How are you going to survive Freshers Week? Just go to the gym. Fuck off, mate.
hold on, I was going to make it more relevant. He's crying. He's actually crying. But my point was going to be, go for a 20-minute walk. Get a bit of exercise. Honestly, I think exercise does you the world of good.
To be fair though, when you're on nights out,
See?
when you're on your nights out, most students will probably just get the walk in anyway because they won't get a taxi home.
Exactly.
They'll just walk by someone's office.
Then walk to uni the next day. There we go. Easy as that. But I do you think in general though, like exercise, the more you exercise, the less you hungover.
We're not talking about general. We're
I'm
talking
asking you
about
in general. Now
my
you stop
mate's
crying.
brother who was going to university for the first time wants to know how to survive university in Freshers Week, and you've went, gone to the gym, fatty.
Come play footy in the Power League. No, my serious answer would be, honestly, bottle of water before bed. Like, I live by that. Same as what you just said there, hydration.
Yeah.
Like, I've got a big bottle. It's not there, so I don't know why I'm looking there. But I've got a big bottle, 1.5 litre, and just
Show off.
Yeah.
Now, I think that's great answers. To be fair, you've a few of them, Rob. Mine, I think, stay hydrated.
Oh, are you going to say the football one?
No, no, but honestly, like, stay hydrated. Like, obviously, drinking water at night out's a great shout. Drinking water before you go to bed's a great shout. But drinking water just all day before you're going out, like, I mean, I don't mean like drown yourself, obviously, but just staying super hydrated, especially if you're just going to start drinking more booze again. The exercise one, I think, is mint. Do you know what I mean? Like getting out, like walking through the day. I'm not, getting your gym in your spare room, obviously. That never gets used. And eat vegetables. Hey, it's a mad one. But
Eat your veg.
eat some vegetables.
Veg.
Try and hit your 5 a day.
You can
is
tell
what
he's
I
been
would
listening to the podcast, by the way. You went gym in the spare room, and all I heard was him go, that doesn't get used.
But I think to like follow up on, so we on the last episode when we had Bethan Kershaw on, and we've had a clip that Bethan's like shared, which is advice to young Bethan.
Yeah, what an episode that was, by the way.
Bing. So let's follow on from our advice to freshers to like, what is the advice you would give? I've got a couple here which I'll read out to let you have a little think about the advice that you would give a younger version of yourself. You can sort of pick the younger version at what age or whatever, but I'm going to ring it. I've got a couple because I stuck it on our story before we got going. There's one here from Emilio that says, don't be Aaron Bamford. It's actually true.
Classic.
You never blocking him.
Got one from here from Raymond B. Love. Don't let self-doubt hold you back from your future self. You can achieve anything you want.
He's gone deep there, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Shout out Raymond Love.
Yep, sounds like a big meme. Mark Hodgson says,
Hodgie.
don't try to slide under the lifting wall in Legends. The doorman don't appreciate it. What's a lifting wall?
So, do you not remember when you went into Legends down the stairs, your main room was on your right and then the second room was on your left, but they would have a shutter that used to open up when the second room opened up?
Right, okay.
So, Hodgie, back in the day when he was young,
Bit more svelte.
basically went to slide underneath it.
Right.
Just fucking basically just got stuck.
The doorman
and the doorman was just like,
I've got another one here from Aaron King Underwood.
I already don't want to know what it is. It's going to be something sarcastic and weird.
Before you judge someone, try walking a mile in their shoes. That way, when you do judge them, you're a mile away and you've got their dancing shoes.
He's actually said that.
I've added the dancing shoes.
I was going to say.
He's going straight out of the podcast studio. He's going straight for Aaron King there, isn't he?
So, Dean, advice to a younger Dean Saunders that you could impart with all the knowledge that you have now. What might you tell a younger version of yourself? And it can't be the person that was 20 minutes ago and to wear a different T-shirt. It has to
What's
be
wrong
at
with
least
this T-shirt?
nothing. But you might have just advised a different T-shirt.
Why?
Knowing what you know now.
I wouldn't.
Well, there you go then. So you could advise yourself to wear the same T-shirt. But I mean, you've got to go back a few years here. A few years, please.
Advice I would give myself. When you meet people for the first time,
Yeah.
be late. So, no, because then you're setting the stall out that you're always late. Because otherwise, if you give them false indication that you're on time for stuff, and they're like, oh, he's a nice guy, he's on time, and then when you're late later, they get pissed off at you. So what I should have done the first time I met you is I should have been late.
You were?
You were?
The first time I met yes. Well, actually,
Was it for this?
No, I know, that's what I'm saying. And now they get frustrated because they're like, oh, Dean's been on time like once or twice over the years, so the fact that he's late today is a joke.
What's frustrating?
Was I actually late the first time I ever met you?
Yeah.
I think I actually wasn't
Yeah.
I? Oh.
What's frustrating is you're on time when we have a guest. So it just shows utter disrespect
That's
to
what he
us.
wasn't.
He doesn't count as a guest.
How does
and
he
you
not
know
count as a
doesn't.
guest? Aaron Bamford, Loosesteer's city manager.
Right.
What a guest.
I mean,
I do
Aaron,
use that gym in the spare room, don't I?
so great advice from Dean there. Be late when you first meet people. Aaron, advice that you could give yourself at a younger age.
do you know what it is? Mine would be, right, just don't give a fuck.
Just wear them dancing shoes.
Yeah.
You'll never get
noticed.
noticed,
Like when I was younger, like I wouldn't even say too much younger. I'd probably say like from 17 to about 20.
Yeah.
Like I was just so like bogged down about like what I was doing with my life,
Yeah.
like where I was gonna go, and like all that shit. And now like, I look at it and I just think like, what's the fucking point in just getting bothered by it? Like just get on with it.
No, I agree. I think it's definitely I'm going to come on my own in a sec, but I think definitely I agree with that. The less you give a fuck, and the more that I look at people who are successful, and some of them we've had in this studio, and some we're going to have in the future, I think I would definitely say that from a young age, I recognised in them that they didn't give a fuck and they were doing what they wanted,
Yeah.
and then that's just personified and continued and grown. And like the less that I've given a fuck, definitely I feel like it's worked out for the better.
You have more fun when you don't give a fuck.
Yeah, right. And
Mine would be don't drink shitloads of K2s and Digi because it'll rot your stomach.
ruin your intestines.
Very, very, very bad times drinking them drinks back in the day. But I think other than that, I think just don't take yourself as seriously as you need to. Just I think you've got to enjoy it while you have the opportunity, really. So
I think mine would be work out, spend some time working out what you enjoy and what you're good at, and try and find a way to earn money out of that. The longer you battle to be someone else, or the longer you try to be someone that you can see that's successful, the harder you'll find it. The quicker you can work out what you're good at, what you enjoy, and how you can monetize that and earn money out of it in whatever way it is, the better you will continue through life.
Yeah. I'm going to have to give a nice one now, aren't I?
We'll stick with that one. We're done now. Next section.
I'm going to give a nice
Come
one.
on, Dean, let's have your real answer.
Right, my real answer is...
fucking know.
Can we pause it? No, I think for me, like, there'll have been things that I've done previously in my life that I held on to and I still continue to do just out of principle. I think for me, the best advice I would give to myself is if you're not enjoying something, or if something's not going to plan how you want it to, you don't necessarily have to continue doing that out of pride or out of the fact that you don't want to say that hasn't worked, or you don't want to say I haven't enjoyed that. And I think I would always say, like, just do what makes you happy and do what is best for your headspace to motivate you moving forward, I think.
Yeah.
That was a good answer, wasn't it?
That was very serious for us.
It was serious.
I'm fucking proud of it, boys.
that one.
I'm proud of it.
You're not going to cry again for us? I can't believe we made him cry.
So I'm going to go straight from that seriousness to best Prees drinking game. So something that might happen in a shared hall, something that you might have been part of in the past, something that you might still do today. I'm going to kick off with I love beer pong. I absolutely love beer pong. The first time I ever encountered it was going to the States probably about 15 years ago, and it being in like bars and stuff, and I'd never really seen of it like before I went there. It's a great way to like meet people when you're out and stuff. Like when I've been to it in Vegas, and they'll have like 20 tables in a huge hall, and it's like winner stays on, and the challenger buys the big jugs of the beer, and you pour it out, and like just such a great way to meet people. And it's easy, you know, you can just get the kind of like the red cups, the ping pong balls. Obviously, there's places in town that do it. Lane 7.
Lane 7's got a beer pong table downstairs.
Yeah, can you think of anywhere else that's got a beer pong?
Filthy's had one for a while, like.
But Mimo's had one as well.
And obviously, it doesn't just have to be beer. It could be blackcurrant and water. Could be tequila. Could be Jaeger. Could be Deserrano.
Little interesting fact as well. You know why Mimo's is called Mimo's? No one know that?
No.
So it's... Well, this is what we got told by the owner of it. It's Mimo's is Miami Moments, so that's where Mimo's.
Do you know where Tup Tup comes from?
Yeah, I've heard Nigel's story. Shout out Nigel, one of the owners of Tup Tup. They were in a different country, weren't they?
On a beach.
Someone was going round and they were going tuk 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 tuk.
Yeah,
and they were like, "Oh, that sounds a cool name, that for the venue." I love how any name comes about. I always the name. Do I tell it? I think that's the first time I've ever told this on the podcast. The name Loose originally came from, we were just trying to come up with a name for the company at the time, and it literally became one of them where it was like we couldn't think of a reason, so we basically just said, oh, like it could be quite loose with it, and it was like we don't have to have something specifically, and that's where that kind of direction started to come from. And then now I find it funny, we've had meetings with people, and there was a company who was looking to do some sponsorship for something we do, and they were like, oh, I don't know how I feel about the whole loose thing because it's getting loose and things like that. And it's like, ironically, that isn't where it came from originally. That then kind of fit in quite nice, and it obviously fits in nice with all the brands, even LooseCast. That's why we were like, obviously it's nice to be associated with Loose Days and things like that, but we were also like, it's LooseCast because it's quite loose, like what we're going to talk about. People are going to let loose and tell some stories and stuff. It's just great word.
Yeah, it works well. So Prees.
I was going to say, shout out Griff. Obviously, we went away for his stag do in Manchester, and it's just as you said there. It's great for making friends. I remember we were doing beer pong in like one of these bars in Manchester. It was absolutely brilliant. Like I kid you not, the whole bar was joining in our game, and like everyone was just crowding around. There must have been about 55 people crowding around. I'm not exaggerating. And it got this point where we were doing it, and obviously everyone was a bit drunk, and like everyone was getting involved. So like there'd be some girls there or some lads there, and they were like, come on, let me have a go. So everyone would join in the game and do that, and like we got loads of like contacts off it as well, made some friends and stuff, you know. Networking
never sleeps, does he, this boy?
He never stopped being a promoter.
No.
But like,
so is this a very long-winded way of saying same answer as me?
Is it a cop? Is it a cop out? Is it a cop out? I say same.
Do you ever like? Because obviously I know that although we've never been invited, I know you have big like Sunday night prees before your big persistencies in the flat. Now, have you got like? Do you play any kind of drinking games, or is it all just too sophisticated?
No,
for
he
that?
works out.
Yeah, is your drinking game working out topless with Deserano?
Have you ever been to mine?
That's important as well, by the way. I wouldn't even class Dean's Prees as Prees because it started about 11:30. It didn't go out about 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
that's
the worst part is
does he make people queue outside the flat and take a picture of it?
That's good. I like that. So, first of all, have you ever been... So, first of all, anyone listening, do not have prees at 11:30. Get out earlier. I am an exception.
Get to the clubs.
You don't want to be me. I am horrendous. But, second of all, have you ever been to mine at prees? I don't think you will have. Have you ever been to mine at prees when I'm doing the gym? I don't think I would do that with her. It's like
Just have a nice think about how ridiculous that is.
He invites people around, then just does the gym.
No, it's basically everyone gets but it's not on purpose. Like everyone like say, we'll
Get some sweet gains in for the ladies tonight.
triceps. No, it's like, oh, come mine at 9 o'clock, and then everyone will like despicably get a mine at 9 o'clock, and I'm like, I said come at 9. They're like, yeah, so we're here at 9. I'm like, yeah, but I'm expecting you to come like 9:30. Like, isn't that like the code of conduct? But so they get there at 9. I'm like, right, I'm not finished yet. So then I'm in the gym getting ready as they're like in the kitchen drinking. But then like I'm like, I don't want to miss out on the crack. So it becomes this thing where the gym session goes on for an hour, and I'm like in between doing the gym and enjoying the crack. But then because I'm enjoying the crack, I'm drinking Disaronno in the kitchen. And then because I'm in the gym and I'm sweating, I do have a shower after as well. But because I'm in the gym and I'm sweating, I'm then like, oh, I need a drink. So I'm necking drinks. Like obviously I drink it a lot quicker than I should because I'm needing refuel, rehydrate. So drinking games at mine.
And we're back on it.
We're back on the question that he asked. Beer pong. Are we on the beer pong section still? No, we moved on.
Do you play
I don't do beer pong at mine.
Do you play any drinking games?
So we do. So not anymore now, but like I feel like we used to do Ring of Fire. I did like Ring of Fire. That was a good one.
It's always a safe bet, that one, isn't it?
Yeah. What, sorry?
It's always a safe bet, Ring of Fire.
It is a safe bet. I always remember a famous Aaron King status. He was like, all the lads round Dean's for prees, and we're doing Ring of Fire for nicknames for Aaron King, not Aaron Bamford. And he's like, we're already round the table 3 times of insults and nobody's ran out yet. I remember Aaron's status of that.
Have you got a particular favourite, any sort of drinking game that you've played in the past or in the present that you may use before you go out?
I got introduced to this one recently from Mutsa and Luca.
Nice.
Shout out Mutsa and Luca.
It's called Fuck
You
You.
just did.
I'm shouting them out as well.
It's called Fuck You.
Thank you.
Oh, can I use that?
Fuck you too.
Can I use that on Felix?
Huh? Yeah, that's it. That's
Fuck
what
you.
you get every day. So basically, what it's sort of like snaps. Like basically, everyone deals like a game of deck cards out, and then the first card gets put down. Say it's a 4. Say we all had cards, and I had a 4. I could put 4 down and say, right, fuck you, Dean. If no one else has a 4, Dean would have to drink his drink 4 times. But if you had a 4, you could save Dean and put a 4 down, and then put it back to me or send it on or take it yourself.
Right.
And then obviously it's just a game where everyone just keeps saying like fuck you. Keep necking your drinks, and then whoever finishes the...
I mean, it brings together all our favourite things, insulting each other and drinking.
Fucking
So, yeah, sounds excellent.
It gets you absolutely pissed, though. Because obviously, like, a lot of the cards that you got, like, from 8 and above, you've got to be necking your drink 8 times, and then what people do, like, say...
It's not like 8 fingers. It's just like, what? How do you like police this?
8 mouth, like 8 gulps.
What?
Yeah.
It's a big drink. You need your 1.5 litre bottle for that.
And then there's 2 jokers as well. There's 2 jokers. If someone has a joker and puts a joker down, you've got to neck the full drink.
Oof. Anything that you've done in the past?
I'd be safe with beer pong.
Beer pong.
100%. 100%.
Nice. Right, I'm going to try, and we will know what's just happened here, for a quick fire round. So
Fuck you.
Really, I'm just looking for one answer, a one-word answer, and we're just going to do a couple of them, right?
I'm already going to struggle.
Places in Newcastle that you can get a tattoo.
Now I'm fucked, because I was going to say Northern Glory, but that's 2 words. So how do I do this?
Well, no, I mean, when I say a one-word answer...
The rules are changing now. Northern Glory.
Northern Glory. Where would people find that?
Princess Square.
Okay.
Near Lishman's. Shout out Lishman's.
Well, we'll come on to that, obviously. Well, it's in the next bit.
Obviously, I'm going to shout it out now, though, aren't I?
Right, I'll just not bother with haircuts then.
Ruins your life, doesn't it?
I don't have any tattoos, so I would have no idea. Aaron?
I don't get mine in Newcastle, I get them in Gateshead. But for Newcastle City, I would say Pure Ink, because there's like 3 of them in the city, I think.
You don't just get them in Gateshead, do you? Got them in Ibiza as well, didn't you, Aaron?
They got one maybe for you.
Is it on your ass?
It is on his arm.
I didn't even know that. What is it?
Cheers, Frisk.
Nice.
Any fresher coming to Newcastle, they will get accustomed to the word frisk, won't they?
Yeah, Frisk and Sean. They're probably the 2 words
Shan.
that's hammered around Newcastle that no one seems to know outside of Newcastle.
Raj as well. Nobody gets
Yeah,
that.
Sean, Raj and Frisk. These are 3 top Geordie dialects.
And what's the one for the big roll that the Geordies say? Is it a balm or something? What's like the big... What's it? Stotty. That's a very Newcastle like thing. Where have you got anywhere in Newcastle that you would recommend for a tattoo?
I'll go Whitley Bay, Iron Hand.
Right, okay.
Phenomenal place.
Somewhere that you buy clothes, Dean?
All Saints.
Yep. Aaron?
JD Sports.
Union on a Hybrid Street.
I like a bit of... That's a tough one. I don't think I really buy clothes. I just buy everything online, so go to Amazon. Somewhere I have lunch. Dean.
Chicken coop.
Excellent, well done. Aaron, somewhere I have lunch. Takeaway, sit in, whatever you like.
Cato.
What was that?
Cato.
What's that?
It's like a pan-Asian place. It's like, you know Shijo at the top of Northumberland Street?
Yeah.
Similar to that, but different.
Ah, nice. Little cheek.
I was going to say Seashore.
Cheeky lunch.
That's unbelievable. It's a really good place. If I can't use that, I would probably go for...
I'll tell you mine while you're thinking. Pannies is really good on Highgate Street near the Stand Comedy Club. Obviously, we've had Matt Reid on, who's a regular at the Stand Comedy Club. It's a great place to go. And Pannies is like an Italian on Highgate. If you walk along that little kind of cobbled street that joins up the Bigg Market to, where does it go to? Like horticulture.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where might you go for a bit of lunch?
Feds fried chicken.
Oh, nice.
Very, very good as well.
Let's go haircuts. We are obviously slightly biased, all being men. Who might cut your hair, Dean?
It's already been mentioned, Felix.
Has it?
Did I ruin your question?
No.
Lishman's.
Lishman's,
Shout out
excellent.
Lishman's. And obviously, again, there'll be stuff for the students going out for Lishman's as well. But that's massive with all the students.
Yeah. Do you get your hair cut in town?
Lishman's as well.
Lishman's.
We need to get him on the pod, by the way.
Where'd you get your hair done?
If I don't go and see my local Turk,
Yeah.
I go to Camel on. It's just moved down next to the annex.
Nice. Turkish barbers. Are they any good?
I love it. I need to go and see mine. Like
They're very
I
good
am
at selling
fucking-
things to you.
They're very good at
Selling things
What
to
do
you.
they sell to you?
So I went in for a trim once, and I just wanted to trim that. Ended up getting like a hot towel shave and everything. It was only meant to be £15, ended up being £45.
So you sound a bit like Bethan Kershaw, saying yes when she means no.
Well, no, because the way they say it to you is as if they're going to do it for free.
Right.
And I guess
That's like
the
when
end-
you're old and they go, bread on your table, olives on your
Yeah.
table, and you're like, oh, well, aye, we aye. And then at the end, they're like £75 for that.
Literally.
Nailed.
Ridiculous.
Right, well, I think part-time jobs. How easy is it to get a job for a promotion company in general? How easy is it to get a job for Loose Days?
Well, I think this is going to be one for Aaron because he's on the ground more now. But obviously, I think a lot of it. Well, in fact, I'll go back to like when I first started 11 years ago. You get noticed for going out and being seen, don't you? And I remember every person we would recruit would be people who you saw coming to the events. You saw they were cool, they were popular, and nice people as well. They've got to fit the ethos. They've got to be nice people as well. So obviously, I guess now a lot, because we've got such a big team of incredible people, we will get recommendations from people within the team, won't we, to recruit. But a lot of the students who'll be coming this year, their older brothers or sisters will have worked for us in previous years, won't they?
A lot of the people we get through are always like people that we've had in the previous years, like, oh, my little brother or my cousin's coming through. There's always a link to like, most of the people that we get through now.
Well, even, I think, obviously, this podcast goes out on Tuesday, but even tonight, talking about little brothers and sisters and stuff, Aaron Bamford's brother is doing his first shift for Loose Days tonight.
Never thought I'd see the day him working in town.
What's he doing?
He's working PR.
Nice.
Well, I started off, so I thought I'd start him off the same place.
First, like, we've covered off your short-lived glass collector gig in
2 weeks.
Chester Street. It was affecting football. It was gone.
And then when I stopped, football got no better.
What was before promo? I assume there was something before promo. What was your first like part-time job?
It was.
Or it doesn't have to be your first one, but any of those kind of first part-timey kind of jobs.
Well,
when
I
you
had
were
a paper round, which I wouldn't really count.
Yeah.
And then I worked at Marks and Spencer's in the food hall when I was 16.
Nice.
I was there for a couple of years, and then I left there and worked for the actual Metro Centre on the customer service desks.
Nice.
Worked there till I was 20. And then I left there to go full-time Loose Days in 2021.
And if anyone does need a job like that, and obviously not everyone can be good-looking, cool, and go out all the time.
No, stop it. That is not what was said.
I think it was. I think it's exactly word for word what was said.
That is not what was said at all.
You added "and a nice person," but it's
No.
exactly what was said.
No, it's just like, obviously you've got to be outgoing. That was the when I say popular, it's because you were going out, like people who were going out on their own aren't going to want to network and party. It's like that's what was looked at previously. I'm now like on the spot here, aren't I?
You put yourself on the spot. I was cracking up.
It was you piping up as always. What's that game again? Fuck you. It's a case of it's the people who are popular and go out in terms of with their group.
So you've just said the same thing again. It's people who are popular and go out. Oh, there you go. There's nothing wrong with that.
partying.
There's nothing wrong with that. But
If you have no friends and you don't enjoy socialising, and you have no friends because it's your choice, by the way, and you don't enjoy socialising, you're not going to want to go out partying and bring people.
So those people, how easy is it for them to get a job somewhere like Marks and Spencer's? If students are here looking for part-time jobs, where could they go and get jobs when they're like 19, 20, 21? Where would we recommend to go and get part-time jobs?
Safe place I would say would be Indeed online.
Right.
So it's like not many places post them like actually in the shop windows now anymore. It's always like pretty much everything's online now.
Yeah.
Like applying for jobs.
And you need stuff that's flexible around like you study and allows you to go home on holidays.
Most students get is like evening and weekend jobs. Like most of it is bar work because obviously how many bars are in the city centre.
Yeah.
They're always looking for staff like and cover like the cover shifts, especially coming up like towards Halloween and Christmas. They're always looking for extra staff working.
My favourite is when, and we've had this many times over the years, we've got this with a lot of our guys. Well, when the here is a fresher. So the first year of coming to the city, then obviously by the end of the 3 years, they've essentially turned into a local, haven't they?
Yeah.
I love that when there's someone who comes, they're starting this journey, they're going to university, they're coming, they're having a good time, they're partying, they're doing their education, they're doing really well with that, they meet loads of new friends, and by the end of it, they've converted to a Geordie and they want to stay. And obviously we've seen that like so many times over the years. Like I say, how many years this has gone on now where people actually live in Newcastle now and you forget that once upon a time they were actually a student.
Yeah.
Like Aaron King, again, great example. He came from Cambridge and knew absolutely zero people here. I mean, to the point where I still have this argument with Aaron King all the time. He once said to me 3 things, but he was so posh with his little Cambridge accent. He was like, greetings. But apparently he said 3 things, and I still to this day never let that go. To now, what he sounds like, he sounds Geordie, doesn't he? And I think it's brilliant. That's one of my favourite things about the university experience for people coming through. They turn into a local, they turn into a Geordie, and they have friends here.
Well, a lot of them people stay and set up businesses. Do you know what I mean? The End is a great example. I think they were 2 lads that went to uni here, and they set up like a little clothes shop. It was a tiny little unit on the near the stand. But a tiny little clothes shop. It's now become an absolute behemoth, like worldwide global shipping. They've got like a huge store in the centre of Newcastle. I think they've got one in London. Like, it's absolutely incredible. Lots of food places that people come to uni here and set them up. Like lots of little bars, restaurants, nightclubs, nightclub promoters have come here and stayed. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of people who come and do that. Have we got anything that we want to pop into this freshers preview in the last 7 minutes before we wrap it up?
No, I think just obviously like welcome to the city for anyone who's watching this who is a fresher. Obviously we'll have loads of listeners who've been watching and listening to every episode and obviously want to hear a bit of an inside kind of behind the curtains what goes on. Obviously just us talk shit as always, but for everyone who is coming to the city, like welcome. And obviously like I say, this is going to be the best years of your life for a lot of them, isn't it? And I think, like I say, you're here for education, so obviously make sure you stick in with that as well. I know obviously there's a few people who will party a lot, don't let it affect your education, but still enjoy in that element as well, like make loads of friends, ask questions as well. I think we always say this, I think Newcastle, well the northeast, but Newcastle in particular, are like the friendliest people ever. Like you talk about that there, again I'm just going to go back to it. No, I did not say you can only do promo if you whatever you said before you stir it, but point is like even if you're not wanting to, again fuck you. And I'm going to love that game.
It's class.
We'll play it. But what was I going to say? Obviously, if you aren't going to do promo or events and stuff like that, you can still ask all the guys questions. You can still send a message into LooseCast. We will answer your questions. We'll endeavour to help with any way.
If you need some advice about the city, if you need some advice about going out, if you need some advice, anything you want advice about Newcastle, the North East, going out, clubbing, partying, education, send us a question and we'll give you some advice.
Love that. But like always ask the question, because like I think this is one thing that we try and pride ourselves on, is even if you can't just help with the event side of things, like ask questions. Like I say, we'll say where we can go. Obviously we'll try to do that with the Freshers campaign, with things like Chicken Coop, shout out Chicken Coop, and obviously Point Blank. Obviously things like that, Spot White, we've tried to like work with local businesses to offer other things outside of the events as well, food places and things like that. And I think, like I say, just ask questions, because Geordies are the friendliest people ever. I still always say this, I don't know if this is a thing elsewhere in the country or just Newcastle, but my favourite thing is when someone goes, oh, have you got a cigarette? You end up going, no, I don't smoke, sorry. Like, you end up apologising for not having a cigarette. Like, Newcastle are just nice people, aren't they? So ask the question. Like, you're in one of the nicest places in the country. Ask questions, ask advice, get help, I guess would be my main point.
Yeah, anything you want to add there? Like, well, let's go. Amph, anything you want to add about?
I would just say, if you want somewhere to study that isn't in university, check out like the local cafes like Laneway,
Pink Lane.
Yeah. I would say if you want to do something with a group of friends that you're meeting, I would definitely suggest the likes of Lane 7, Point Blank,
Junkyard Golf,
great golf fan. And if you want to get outside of the city, the fucking coastline of Newcastle is absolutely beautiful, so go and check out other places like that as well.
I think it's important to say, though, if you do want to go and watch live football, you're going to have to leave Newcastle. Yeah. You're not getting a ticket for St James's Park. No. Sunderland, Middlesbrough, Hartlepool, Carlisle, Darlington, Felix. All tickets available for those matches.
Felix, as much as Middlesbrough need all the help we can get from the poor student coming to say, nobody go watch Middlesbrough. Do not put yourself through it.
That's a quick one, actually, though. Like, a quick one. Best place to watch a match, best place to go, like whatever team you might support, you're coming from all over the country, or it might be an England game, or it just might be any game of football that you want to watch, or to be fair, any kind of sport. Can you shout one out, somewhere that you think is great to go and watch the match in town?
Shark Club's the one for me. 100%.
Yeah, so Shark Club is the base of the Sandman Hotel, which is basically right by St James's Park. I think the story behind that was, I think they're like Canadian, but the guy supports Newcastle United, so he ended up buying a hotel right there just to be able to do it. Anyway, you particularly like watching the match in town?
I watched it, unfortunately watched a Brighton Newcastle game in Freight the other day, but Freight was really good. They've got a massive screen there, if not the Hancock.
Tricky one to find though, Freight, so let's try and tell people, freshers watching, how would you get to Freight? Something that would be very, so if you were in Market Shaker, which I'm sure a lot of people will find, how would you get to Freight from Market Shaker?
Out of Market Shaker, go right down High Bridge, get to the Duke of Wellington.
Or the stand, yeah.
Or the stand, go right, and it's kind of round the back of where the Market Shaker is.
And it's an outdoor drinking area with a huge big screen. I love that. I'm going to shout out Point Blank.
Yeah,
I think it's a great place to watch. It's also like, it's just kind of a shooting arcade thing. I'd never experienced one before and thought the idea of it was rubbish until I beat the living shit out of you and thought it was great. No, it's really good. There's like kind of like shooting games like it's like Duck Hunt but on steroids.
Yeah, it's great.
Watching a match in town.
I live in town.
Yeah.
So my answer is probably
your own house.
In Delay. Because I've been late. So
in Delay?
Yeah, did you never watch that where you've recorded the match, but you get back? That's happened to me quite a lot.
You can't be that late that you don't watch a match in real time.
But if I've been at work or been in meetings or whatever, and it's like I can't get back to see the match in time, I don't like watching it from where it is. I like watching it from the start, so I'll go back, put it on delay, and I'll just put it. In fact, I love the euphoria of like.
But isn't the question where would you go and watch the match in Newcastle City Centre?
I live in Newcastle City Centre, so that was a correct answer.
So it's your house is the answer. Is anyone else welcome to come round to watch it at your house?
Everyone, you three, absolutely welcome.
Excellent.
Any listeners?
I can't wait for this to go and go. That was not an open invite.
Any listeners? We can get that cue shot you're on about outside of mine.
Yeah,
I think Wonderbar is obviously good for the football.
Shout,
Alfie's have the football
Alfie's
on as well.
Very good. I forgot. It's right in the middle of the team.
Yeah, so some good options there.
Nice, right, well, let's call it a day. Thank you very much, Aaron, City Manager, Loose Days, and Freshers Week. Let the Freshers Week madness commence.
Perfect.
3, 2, 1, fuck you.
I love that. Can we play fuck you once? Fuck you.